Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's have a look on the Forex market, starting usually from the euro currency. So dynamic here, as you can see, very tight, so we do not have any significant action in both directions. Today actually there are just a couple of moments to discuss, and mostly both stand on the intraday charts. So on the daily chart we have no questions. Context remains bullish. Morning star pattern still in place, market shows moderate retracement, and based on the daily chart we can't say that upward action can't happen, especially if we take once again in consideration the 102 level and what this level is. So from that standpoint nothing actually bad has happened, so euro currency keeps chances for the stronger upward pullback. But this is a bit on longer term picture. On the shorter term, we have a couple of tricky moments. So first of all, if we take a look at the fall time frame chart, you could see that recently market has formed a bearish grabber. And its grabber suggests taking out of these lows. On the first glance, no problem. So we have great engulfing that we discussed, and downside A, B, C, D, triggering by the grabber. This might be a really great scenario. What's wrong with it? We could say even more that yesterday market perfectly shows the dynamic that we discussed. So if you remember, we said this might be some ABCD performance shape, and then we could consider deep retracement. Actually starting here. This is what we have on hourly chart. But if you take a look at the cross-market analysis, you could see that actually on the dollar index, you have absolutely the same grabber on the fall time frame chart. But as you understand, dollar index should move in the opposite direction to the euro currency. So what pattern we should take into consideration? What pattern we should rely on? Either euro or dollar index. By looking at the Great British pound, it seems that the bearish scenario is more probable. So if you take a look at the performance on the cable, it's very similar to the euro. Right here, same ABCD, same engulfing, but downside action is a bit stronger. And you can see market currently is dropping out of the flag consolidation. Yes, maybe Great British pound is not the best indicator currently, just because cable and actually United Kingdom has lots of economic problems, and which is actually makes the performance of the cable different. But still, you could see that here's mostly bearish type of action, and well, it moves in a way of the engulfing pattern. So coming to some ABCD downside target that we talked about. On the euro currency, we see not as strong action. It is starting, but it's very slow. And if cable already stands somewhere in this area, euro currency is still somewhere in the beginning. And the tricky moment, not only around the dollar index, but also around performance of the 10-year bonds. If you take a look, that actually 10-year bonds keep dropping. I mean yields, so bonds are rising. When yields are dropping, you know that this is a negative sign for the dollar. But on the dollar, we do not see any reaction. So take a look at the daily chart. You will see that market mostly stands absolutely in the same area without any significant response to the significant drop. Big drop of the 10-year bonds. So, and this is a natural question that we're getting. What we should do currently in euro currency? Whether we should consider possible reversal and upward continuation, because we have dynamic of the 10-year bonds, we have dynamic on the dollar index where we have grabber, which is a bullish for euro currency, or we should stay on course for the engulfing, taking into consideration performance of the cable, and following the grabber that euro has it as well, but on the bearish side. My personal opinion, guys, that if you would like to take the long position, you still have to do something with the bearish patterns that we have. And the nearest one is a grabber right there. It means that in the current circumstances, until grabber stand in place, I wouldn't consider taking a long position by far. If market somehow would taking out the top of it, keep going higher back to the top of the engulfing, that might be the first sign and indicator that probably engulfing will not work and market intends to keep going to the upside immediately. But until grabber stands on the table and it's valid, it's better to stay aside from taking the long position by far. This is just my personal view. Maybe it's a bit conservative, but when I have clear directional pattern, I do not want to take position against it until situation will be resolved with it. So probably nothing need to say about situation scenario. If everything goes with the pattern, we drop back to this area, then we consider possible taking position again at the better levels. What to do if market will start upward action? So in this case, as I said, if grabber will be destroyed, market will come closer to top of the engulfing, and which means probably that engulfing will fail. Here's once again we could start considering taking long position. So that's probably some kind of the real careful approach to the current situation. Of course, you could act absolutely differently. You could turn to the trading of the dollar index with the grabber. If you would like to take the long position on the euro currency there, you could consider short position on the dollar index. So maybe you will find some other compromises and some other ways how to trade in the current contradictory situation. But here, scalp traders, if you have taken short position here on a retracement, probably you could just keep stops at the break even and see what will happen next. For the long position, I already said that's I prefer to wait. If you still have the long position that we have taken previously at this retracement, initially somewhere in lows, well, probably you have to move stops to break even at least and decide what the chances, how you assess chances of the possible this deep retracement. So you have to manage your position accordingly. So if you think that hardly it will happen, then probably you could just keep position and don't worry about it. If you really worry about this and this market could drop here, maybe it makes sense to close some part of your position, especially before the weekend. So that in towards on euro currency, let's see what will happen.